The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. A magnitude 6.4 earthquake was felt in parts of Luzon this morning. The epicenter of the quake was in Lubang in Occidental Mindoro, but it was still felt in other parts of the region, as well as in Calabarzon, Metro Manila, and even in Central Luzon. Philippines is not expecting any damage from the quake, but the agency still expects aftershocks. Up to intensity 3 was felt in Quezon City, Taguig, Mandaluyong, and Makati, while intensity 2 was recorded in Talisay, Batangas. Vice President Leni Robredo is the top pick of investors and analysts to oversee the country's economic rebound. Robredo topped a Bloomberg poll of 28 respondents, asked whom they think is the best person to lead the Philippine economy. Investors and analysts gave Robredo the highest score of 106, and she's followed by Senator Panfilo Lacson, who scored 91. Third is Manila Mayor Isko Moreno with 81, while at the bottom are former Senator Bongbong Marcos and Senator Manny Pacquiao, who scored 46 and 44. BDO's Jonathan Ravelas says the country's next leader should be able to address the country's economic and social crises and put it back on the path to faster growth. Capital Economics' Alex Holmes, meanwhile, predicts that if Marcos gets elected, the economy will continue to underperform, citing his tax case and lack of achievements as senator. COMELEC announces that 9 out of 10 presidential candidates have confirmed their participation in the debates that will be hosted by the poll body. Spokesperson James Jimenez says all presidential bets, except for former Senator Bongbong Marcos, will be joining the COMELEC debates. The first COMELEC presidential debate will be held on March 19, while the second is scheduled on April 3. Bongbong's sister and Senator Amy Marcos reveals that his brother was advised not to attend debates as he is prone to getting hurt by criticisms. However, Amy says she is pushing Bongbong to participate at least in a few debates, noting that a candidate should be transparent, accountable, and accessible to the public, among other things. Presidential candidate Calyode de Guzman and his running mate Walden Bello also challenged the Marcos Duterte tandem to participate in the COMELEC debates. This so that their own supporters will not have any doubts about their capabilities.
Nagdadalawang isip yung kailang supporter na bakit hindi pagtanggol yung kanilang mga plataforma at sinasabing pangako sa mga mamayan. Ano bang itinatago nila? Bakit ayaw nilang humarap doon sa mga ibang kandidato?
Despite the pressure, Vice Presidential candidate Sara Duterte says she has made up her mind not to attend any debates this campaign season. Mayor Duterte says she will not be joining any vice presidential debates, even those hosted by COMELEC. Duterte says she trusts that the Filipino people can decide who to vote for, even without debates.
I've already decided that I will do this campaign without joining debates. Iniiwan ko na po yan sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan ang pagdesisyon sa pagpili nila sa Vice President na ganito po yung aking direksyon sa kampanya.
The ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine is causing new challenges in global food security. How is this going to affect the Philippines? Camille Samonte tells us in this report.
The ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia has heavily impacted the global market. Now, it also poses a threat to the country's food security. With the consecutive oil price hikes, the Agriculture Department said record high fuel prices will curtail not only the logistics, but also the processing of agricultural products in the country.
Number 2 supplier ng oil ang Russia sa buong mundo. Naramdam naman natin ngayon na patuloy na tumataas ang presyo ng gasolina at ang gasolina ay importante sa bukirin at importante rin sa movement, sa logistics ng ating agricultural products at doon mismo rin sa processing nito.
Aside from these, both Russia and Ukraine are two of the main sources of grain, fertilizer, and energy globally. In fact, Russia is a major exporter of fertilizers, which are essential for farmers to hit their production targets for crops. With this, the government is now coordinating with the ASEAN countries to ensure enough supply. The DA is also eyeing to increase the local supply of fertilizers as an alternative.
Patuloy yung pakikipag-ugnayan natin una doon sa ating mga bilateral talks sa iba-ibang bansa. Pangalawa, yung konsepto ng balanced fertilization, yung mix ng inorganic, organic at saka biostimulants ay matagal na naman itong sinisimulan at pinapalakas na lang ng department.
The government has allotted 20 billion pesos for the Plant program that aims to boost local food production. As for the rice supply, the DA assured the public that the country still has enough. He added that over 20 million metric tons of rice will be produced by the end of 2022. With this, some 3.5 million metric tons will be in the ending inventory that will last for 96 days. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Senator Manny Pacquiao's firstborn Jimwell Pacquiao now has his first win as an amateur boxer. Pacquiao bested Mexican-American Andres Rosales in his first U.S. fight in the House of Boxing Gym in San Diego, California on Sunday. Using stiff jabs and overhand rights, Pacquiao successfully beat Rosales in the 3-round junior welterweight fight. Like his father, Pacquiao represented Freddie Roach's wildcard gym, while Marvin Somodio trained the young boxer. The Phoenix Fuel Masters claimed the last PBA Governor's Cup quarterfinal spot after barely beating Northport by just 3 points. After trailing for 3 quarters, Phoenix turned the tables by gaining their first lead at the beginning of the 4th. Northport tried to tie the game near the end, but it was a little too late, as Phoenix was already fueled by momentum, with the game ending at 101-98. Phoenix will be facing twice to beat Magnolia Hotshots this Friday in their first quarterfinal game. Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. President Duterte says electing a compassionate lawyer as his successor would be ideal. UniOil projects gasoline prices to go up by up to 7 pesos per liter this week, while the price of diesel is seen to increase by up to 12 pesos and 30 centavos per liter. And Olympic pole vaulter EJ Obiena will miss this year's World Championships after he was not endorsed by the PATAFA. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 11 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.